Welcome to The Explainer. So, today we're diving into a really massive deal. A blockbuster deal between a chip-making giant and a top AI pioneer. And, this partnership, it tells us so much about who really holds the power in this crazy race for artificial intelligence.
All right, let's kick things off with a question for you. Think about it. We all know oil was the black gold, right? It fueled the entire industrial age. So, what's the new oil? What's the one resource fueling this AI revolution? The answer might surprise you, and honestly, it's at the absolute heart of the story we're unpacking today. So, to really get why this new deal is such a big deal, we've got to set the scene first. And make no mistake, what we're seeing right now is nothing short of a modern-day gold rush for AI dominance. Every major player is desperately scrambling for the exact same incredibly precious resource. There's this quote from the Times of India that just nails it perfectly. It talks about a voracious appetite for computing power. And that's not an exaggeration, not even a little bit. It's this relentless, just insatiable demand, and it is shaping our entire future.
Okay, so when we say power, what are we actually talking about? Let's be clear, it's not just the electricity you get from a wall socket. Nope. We're talking about the raw, brute force processing capability that comes from these incredibly complex, highly specialized computer chips. These things are the engines, right? They're what you need to build, to train, and to run the kind of advanced AI models that are literally changing our world.
All right, so that brings us to the two major players at the center of this new landmark partnership. A partnership that, you guessed it, is designed specifically to feed that massive appetite for power we were just talking about.
So, on one side, you've got AMD. They're an absolute titan in high-performance computing, a leading designer of these supercritical chips. And on the other side, well, you've got OpenAI, the company that, let's face it, became a household name thanks to their game-changing creation, ChatGPT. It's simple, really. One makes the engines, the other builds the superpowered car. And so here it is, the big headline. These two giants have officially locked in a multi-year deal. What does that mean? It means AMD is now going to be supplying its cutting-edge AI chips directly to OpenAI. They're literally fueling the engine behind ChatGPT and, whatever incredible thing comes next.
Okay, let's really get into the weeds here because the numbers behind this deal, they're just staggering. They honestly tell a story all by themselves about just how massive this partnership really is. Check this out. The second this deal was announced, Wall Street just went nuts. Boom! AMD stock rocketed up by over 34% in a single day. That's its biggest jump in almost 10 years. Wild. And that 34% jump, well, that translated into a staggering $80 billion being added to AMD's market value overnight. It was just this huge vote of confidence, with investors basically screaming that they're betting big on the future of AI hardware. But look, this wasn't just some one-day sugar high for the stock market. Not at all. The real prize here is the long-term cash. We're talking about analysts projecting this one deal could bring AMD tens of billions with a B in revenue, year after year after year. But here's the real kicker. This is the part that shows you just how deep this partnership goes. OpenAI now has the option to buy a stake of almost 10% in AMD itself. Just let that sink in for a second. This isn't just a customer buying a part. No, this is two massive companies literally tying their futures together. Okay, so we've seen the players, we've seen the mind-boggling numbers, but what's the so what here? What does this single deal really mean for the bigger picture, for this global race for AI supremacy? Why should you and I care? All right, let's break it down. For AMD, this is a huge, huge win. It validates them as a major contender in the AI chip market. For OpenAI, it's basically a lifeline, right? It secures the one critical resource they desperately need to keep pushing forward. And for the rest of the industry, well, it's like pouring gasoline on a fire that was already burning hot. It just intensifies the whole competition. And all of it, every single bit, is pushing towards that one ultimate goal, developing AI that can meet or even beat human intelligence. So what you really need to take away from all this is that this is so much more than a simple transaction. It's a strategic move on a global chessboard, a high-stakes scheme of AI development. It's all about securing your supply lines and forging alliances for the long haul. And that really leaves us with one final, really crucial question to think about. In this absolutely breathtaking AI arms race, who's going to be the ultimate winner? Maybe,
just maybe, it won't be the companies building the smartest AI. Maybe the real winners will be the ones forging the tools, the ones selling the picks and shovels in the biggest gold rush humanity has ever seen.